Congressman, thanks very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Did you send that picture to that college student in Washington State?
I did not. She says she never got it and doesn't know me. I certainly don't know her. This seems like it was a prank to make fun of my name. You know, when you're named Weiner, that happens a lot. Got 45,000 some odd Twitter followers, hundreds of people that I follow. This seems like a prank that has gotten an enormous amount of attention.
This is the picture. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Is this you?
I can tell you this. We have a firm that we've hired to, I've seen it. I've seen it. We're a firm that we've hired to try to get to the bottom of it. I can tell you this, that photos can be manipulated. Photos can be of one thing changed to look like something else. We're going to try to get to the bottom of what happened. Maybe Jon Stewart last night had it right, unfortunately. But we're going to find out. Look, this is turned into this kind of international whodunit. What it really is was, I think, a prank. I'm treating it like a prank and trying to get back to the work I'm trying to do. I understand you want to pursue the story, and we're going to try to help you the best we can.
Well, we just want to resolve it once and for all. You would know if this is your underpants, for example.
The question is, this. I appreciate you continuing to flash that at me. Look, I've said the best I can that we're going to try to get to the bottom of what happened here. But, you know, I just want to caution you, and you understand this, you're a pro, that photographs can be manipulated, photographs can be taken out from one place and put in another place, photos can be doctored, and I want to make sure that we know for sure what happened here. It certainly doesn't look familiar to me, but I don't want to say with certitude to you something that I don't know to be the certain truth. But I do know some certain truths here. I didn't send any Twitter picture. The person who allegedly it was sent to, this poor woman who was frankly a victim in all this, didn't get it. She put out a statement saying as much. I don't know her, she doesn't know me. It seems to me that this is what goes on in the internet world, in the social media world of 2011, that sometimes these things happen. Hundreds of thousands of times, just about every week, people have spam and hacking that goes on. It seems like I was a victim of that, and I don't consider it that big a federal offense, but people want to pay attention to it, and I guess I get it. When you're named Weiner, it kind of goes with the territory.
Have you ever taken a picture like this of yourself?
I can tell you this, that I have photographs. I don't know what photographs are out there in the world of me. I don't know what things have been manipulated and doctored. And we're going to try to find out what happened. But the most important reason I want to find out what happened is to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Obviously, someone got access to my account. That's bad. They sent a picture that makes fun of the name Weiner. I get it. You know, touche, Dr. Moriarty, you got me. At the time it happened, I tweeted right away that I got the joke and I continued on with my life. And I think that frankly, that's what I would encourage everyone to do. I don't believe that this is a big federal issue, but people are free to pursue it if they like.
But you would like to get to the bottom of it. So the question is, have you asked Capitol Hill Police or New York Police or FBI or any law enforcement authority to investigate?
Have I called the cops or the FBI because someone sent spam? No. However, I did get a law firm who specializes in these things, who specializes in white-collar crime. I've got someone who is, and they're going to get someone who's an internet security expert to try to get to the bottom of how we secure my accounts. Every day, Wolf, people have stuff like this happen. It's regrettable, but it's true, every day. Every day, it doesn't become a federal case. Just because it happened to Congressman Weiner on his personal account doesn't mean that the taxpayer should pay for some big investigation of this that winds up going on and on for years to find out who, wait for it, who sent a picture of someone in shorts on the internet on the account of a guy named Weiner. I just don't think it rises to that level. I don't think it's a federal case, but I'm going to turn it over to some people who are going to give me advice on what to do next.
Have your lawyers suggested to you that a crime may have been committed if somebody broke into your Twitter account?
Perhaps.
And sent
That's one of the things. It's a fair question.
Because you're a United States congressman.
I know, but I'm a citizen too, and I'm a guy who's on Twitter jousting with people all the time. I follow you, by the way. Excellent Twitter feed. I have to say that it doesn't necessarily mean that because it happened to Anthony Weiner means it should become a big federal investigation. I've watched federal investigations go on for years and chew up millions and millions of dollars. For what? Because someone sent a picture to someone who never even got it, who says they don't even know me? I mean, I understand people may be curious about this particular case, but at home there are people who are watching this saying, you know what, I get spam all the time, I don't call the cops. Or you know what, I mean, it's a terrible thing that happened, but I lost thousands of dollars in a hacking and I couldn't get a federal investigation. Why should Congressman Weiner get one just to find out who sent a randy picture from his Twitter feed?
Did you send direct messages or private messages to this woman in Washington State, Jeanette Cardova?
Look, I'm not gonna get into how I communicate with people on social media. I'm not going to open the door to, like, did I send someone a note that said, thank you for following me, please tune into www.anthonyweiner.com in the future. I don't want to open the door to you saying, well, what about this person? What did she say back? What did this person say? All I can say this, there was nothing, as she said, inappropriate. There's standard communication that people have on social media. I tweet all the time. I've got 45,000 followers, more than just about any member of Congress. It's a playful, combative feed. I encourage people to go sign up at Rep. Weiner. And this is what happens. Sometimes people zing you back. And that's what happened in this case.
Do you do all your own personal tweeting, or do your staff members do it for you?
With some limited exceptions that we have a firm that does mass mail for us that sometimes links to it, but it's me. It's got my voice. I was tweeting at the moment.
I mean, does anybody else have your passcode?
Well, that's one of the things, unfortunately, we're going to be looking into. Not that I know of, but, you know, as I tweeted that night, I have had problems with getting access to my Facebook account, and I've had to change that account a few times. And perhaps we're going to find out what happened. I don't know. You know, I fear we're going to find out that perhaps our security here was not particularly good. And maybe it's going to turn out to be a worse situation than it looks right now. Now it looks like a prank. We're treating it like a prank, and we're desperately trying just to get back to business, and that's why we're sitting down with CNN.
Here's what raised some suspicion. Back on May 27th, you tweeted this. You were about to be on the Rachel Maddow show on MSNBC. You said, heading to 30 Rock to chat with Rachel at 9. And then you said, that's 5:45 in Seattle, I think. Now, the woman in question here was in Seattle.
I know, it's a terrible coincidence, and that's all it is. And frankly, I didn't even know the girl was in Seattle from her feed. Look, let me say this. In the past on my Twitter feed, I had done a similar joke about other cities.
Why Seattle?
It was a pure coincidence. I have no idea. You know, part of the Twitter ethos is their playful, dopey things. I don't think it was 5:45 in Seattle. It was a pure coincidence. And frankly, you know, it's questions like this are why I was a little bit testy yesterday. It's like, at what point does the line get drawn where you say, you know what, this is just ridiculous now. You want to go back and look at my Twitter feeds and you find some time that I referenced Seattle to link it back to this group. You know, I tweet hundreds of times and I say all kinds of things. A lot of the things I said are very combative about Republicans. Very, you know, I'm a very feisty, you know,
I follow you on Twitter.
Right,
so
and you know how feisty I am. I mean, you know how I lean into it and how I take pokes at them all the time. And, you know, a much more reasonable line of question would be like, maybe someone punked him back, you know, to get even for all of those times. That's what I thought at the time. And yet, you know, and I would just say, you know, this person or anyone else who follows me, what did they do wrong here? They've done nothing wrong. Why should they be getting reporters hounding them? Why are you following Congressman Weiner? Why should I have people showing me pictures of your followers and say, why do you follow this person? Well, this is Twitter. You follow people sometimes because they ask you to follow. Why does that person deserve to have their face splashed in the New York Post? It's just there's a level of this, Wolf, that has gotten a little crazy. And maybe I contributed to it by maybe not being direct about it. Maybe the statements I put out on Saturday and Sunday, maybe having a gaggle of cameras follow my wife and me taking a walk on Monday didn't do the trick. I came here yesterday convinced I want to talk about the debt limit. I want to talk about health care reform.
Let's go through a couple other things, and then I'll let you move on to the debt limit, health reform, and all of that.
Thank you.
Back on March 13th, a woman named Ginger Lee, who's a stripper apparently, she tweeted this, and I'll put it up on the screen. You know it's a good day when you wake up to a DM, a direct message, from @Rep. Weiner. I'm a fangirl, y'all. He's my trifecta of win. Do you have any idea who this woman is? Were you sending her direct messages?
This is another person who has gotten dragged into this for no reason other than she was following me and asked to be followed by me. She was following and asked to be followed. I think what this is about is a fairly pro forma thing that goes out that I send out to people as I follow them. Thank you for following me. Please check in at anthonyweiner.com. But honestly, Wolf, just take a step back and listen to where we are now. You're now going back to my Twitter feed and other people who aren't even me, not a congressman, someone who didn't sign up for this, someone who said at their tweet about a congressman, and now you're asking me to explain why they did that. Where do you, in your mind, does this investigation or this story, at what point does someone say, you know what, we've kind of jumped the shark here, this has gotten a little bit crazy. I don't know who the woman is. I followed her for a moment. And then someone started tweeting, oh my goodness, Anthony Weiner's following someone in that industry, and I immediately, not wanting to cause trouble for her.
Did you send her a direct message?
Most likely what she's referring to is as a pro forma thing. Thank you for following Congressman Anthony. Thank you for following me. Please stay tuned to anthonyweiner.com for updates on other things going on. That's probably what she's referring to. But I want to ask you, does this person, what did she do beyond tweet something that she's a follower of mine? You can probably find hundreds of people that did that. And I just would hope you'd leave these people alone. I mean, come hound me, but they didn't do anything wrong for following me on Twitter. I mean, honestly, is that really where we've come to?
I guess one of the questions is you deleted some photos from your Twitter account. Why did you do that?
I deleted all. I had no idea what had happened that night, and I was a little bit freaked out by it. I deleted everything.
Have you asked some of your followers to delete photos?
From my Facebook account?
No, from your Twitter account.
No, I haven't. I mean, I'll tell you what happened that night. I mean, I was literally there tweeting about hockey. You know, for those of you who follow my Twitter feed, my bloody TiVo didn't record enough time, so I missed the end of the Tampa Bay Boston game. And I'm a big hockey fan, and I tweet about hockey. And I see this thing pop up. I immediately delete it. Okay? I immediately delete the photo. I thought I deleted. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I deleted the photo, and then this without any password or anything, I was able to get into the account where this photograph was hosted somehow. And I deleted that and other photographs that were in there as well, although there was nothing very controversial there. But I deleted everything, and I immediately tweeted, "Oh, my system has been hacked, you know, darn it."